Welcome back to the channel, guys. We don't normally see a whole lot of independent bottled scotch come through the United States. These days, we're getting a little bit more kind of filtering through. Years back, we would get hardly anything, but now you see it more from like Cadenheads. Different independent bottlers are showing up in liquor stores and grocery stores here and there. And that's what we got today, guys. So this one, Mossburn. So this is a vintage cask series from Mossburn Distillers and Blenders. This is number 13. Distilled at Craigellachie, 10 years old. That's what we got today, guys. Check it out. So Mossburn Distillery and Blender. They happen to make this vintage cask series. And they number each one from 1 to 29, and each one has its own distillery. So this one happens to be number 13. I'll give you a little close-up on the bottle. Distilled in Craigellachie for 10 years. Very transparent bottle. It tells you it was distilled in 2007 and bottled August 23rd, 2018. They have a cask bill on it. They have a batch number, 46% ABV, so 92 proof on that one. And on the back it says, this select single malt Scotch whiskey has been bottled without any coloring or chill filtration. So non-chill filtered, natural color, just what we like. So independent bottlers are slowly starting to increase in the United States. You're starting to see them here and there. Every once in a while, I'll see something from Cadenheads or Signatory, Gordon MacPhail. Something will pop up. Well, this Mossburn series came through. And the caveat, the cool thing about independent bottlers is a lot of times you get this distillery that you love. Like, for instance, like a Lagavulin, right? But all Lagavulin, it doesn't tell you it's non-chill filtered or natural color. I'm pretty sure they're putting some color in some Lagavulin, especially the 16 years, pretty dark. They didn't tell you it's there's nothing on the bottle. But if you get it from an independent bottler, they take that whiskey before they chill filter it or run it through any kind of process. It's clear new make, and they pretty much age it their own selves. They do what they want to do with it. They won't add any color, and they just natural presentation whiskey. That's what you're getting from an independent bottler. But this one, so Craigellachie, I love Craigellachie 13 year. It's a classic. It's one of my top whiskeys. But Craigellachie already doesn't chill filter or add color. And so you kind of got this one where all you're doing is getting a 10-year version of it. It says it's aged for 10 years in oak cask. So it's independent bottle Craigellachie, who doesn't chill filter or add color into that whiskey already. So the cool thing about it was on sale. That's why I picked it up. Originally it was $80. You can get Craigellachie 13 for like $60, but this one was $50 on sale. And I figured if anything, it'd be a good opportunity to see if at 10 years it still had the same or close to it. You could tell if it was Craigellachie and get that the personality or the signature flavor of the whiskey or the distillery that it puts out. So that's what we got with it, guys. Pretty clear coloring on there. Almost looks like a white grape juice, to be honest with you. Pretty clear color. Let's get into the nose, guys. So this is, I'm gonna come off and Craigellachie 13, immediate hit you in the face with nothing but noses, the notes and everything. Like this one, you're not getting as much. So I don't remember Craigellachie 13 coming off as light and in reserved, I want to say. But this one's very much reserved and light. Light fruits, pear, a little bit of honey to it, like a honeycomb kind of note to it. Little light vanilla. Slight little oak to it. I mean, barely, like a little toasted oak note to it. and like a mustiness, which is the only way I can describe that is like an earthy, kind of musty kind of note to it. Maybe a little slight floral note. That's about it, guys, on the nose. But let's get into the taste. Cheers, guys. A lot more of the flavor on it, so definitely like a fruitiness to it. So pear, stone fruit right off the bat. A cereal kind of malty note, almost like Cheerios. It's like a sweet, like a cereal oat note to it. That muskiness does come in there about mid palate. It's not bad though. It's like an earthy kind of note. But I think whenever I had Craigellachie 13, it had that same note to it. But it was a little bit something. There was a little bit more something to it. It almost had a creaminess to it, I remember. This one doesn't have that. I don't know if the extra 3 years, I'm sure it had a lot of difference to that, but not bad. Hardly no oak on the presence on the taste, which is weird because I had a toasted oak note on the nose, but I don't get a whole lot of it on the taste. Let's get another taste. A little ginger spice about mid palate. I mean, barely. I mean, I don't even know if I can call it an oak note, but like very, very little with that ginger spice. Maybe a little bit hit of an oak note. Very little. You don't get a whole lot of oak on the taste at all. One of the few whiskeys that I don't get a huge oak note to it, but it makes sense because it's used cask and it's 10 years old. It's a fairly young Scotch whiskey on some used oak cask. Not bad finish, non-existent. Very, very sharp finish on this. Fades away as soon as that mid palate note goes away with that ginger spice and that oak note. Flavor's pretty much gone like seconds later. Still good though. An initial flavor, it's enjoyable. Like it's an enjoyable Scotch. It's something that's not gonna blow your mind. It's not gonna be super complex. Very simple taste notes. But with the simplicity, it's enjoyable to drink. If you're sitting around just want a taste of a Scotch, it's classic Scotch, but it doesn't have like a huge finish, and it's not a super complex taste to it. But for $50, I mean, it was a good one to buy. I don't think I'd pick up this particular, not to say I'd ever have another Mossburn. I'd probably buy another one of these vintage cask series if the price was right, but I don't think I'd pick up this particular number 13 again. So I think I'd rather put up the extra $10 and just buy a bottle of Craigellachie 13. But whiskey Couyons rating on it, it's enjoyable. Like I said, it's a good little sipper. If you sit around, you want a little Scotch at a time, but it's not gonna blow your mind. It's definitely a Scotch drinker's drink, but if like a bourbon drinker is gonna be really disappointed with this one because it's not a whole lot of flavor popping out. You almost gotta really search for those flavors, like on the nose and the palate. But I'm gonna give it a 6.75 on the whiskey Couyons rating. It's good. Like if I particularly like bourbon, it would probably even go down more than to like more of a 6. But I enjoy Scotch whiskey. I really do. I like it. It's got a classic, distinct. I could tell kind of like, I don't know if you put this in a blind and be like, which one's from Craigellachie Distillery? I probably wouldn't guess it, but knowing that it's from the Craigellachie Distillery, it's got that flavor to it. You can get that musky kind of earthy, meaty note to it, but it's good nonetheless. But that's what we got on this Mossburn. I hate doing reviews like this because it's hard to find bottles like this. I want to do bottle reviews that stuff you guys can find, and you get like almost like a preview of what you would get in a bottle that you're going to pick up. Almost like a little education on what you're getting before you buy. That's what I look for. But This one won't show up in a whole lot of stores, but that's what we got today. Good this one, guys. Hope you liked the review. Check us out on the next one. Like, subscribe, and we see you guys in the next video.